right, so I guess the Candace thing is still a chugging along, huh? It just refuses to quit. And I want to check in on a little aspect to this where apparently a phone call. So Candace got access to a phone call of Erika Kirk with TPUSA people. I don't know if it's a board meeting or a team meeting or some sort of meeting. And they got the audio. And this was allegedly 11 days after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And right after that big memorial event they had in the stadium, the people, the pyro, the speakers, and all those different things. And obviously, as horrific as the killing was, that memorial event became this weird political rally where they were just ranting about political issues, many of the people who spoke, and was strange for all of these other reasons. And as you know, there are plenty of times and constantly where Candace is just loco. And I did find this audio kind of interesting, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know about much of what she's doing. It's like, hey, can you ring me up when you get an answer? Because I think a part of this is about never getting an answer. Or maybe it'll be a whole investigation all the way until you get back to, you know what? Right whenever the guilty, like right when the trial's over and Tyler Robinson is found guilty, she's like, and we got all the way back around to it was Tyler Robinson timed perfectly. But so who knows? Kind of cray. But the fact that we got to hear this audio, I found fascinating because let's be honest, something's weird about this audio. And that's not a conspiratorial thing. I'm sick of the conspiracies. This is maybe we don't hype up merch sales after the assassination. That's more my stance. Maybe we focus a little less on merch sales. And I think it shows you the story that the audio tells is that as horrible, I'm sure, as Erika feels and felt and how terrible that was and the human of it, there's also this operation that was desperate to keep on moving, this right-wing political organization, and did want to use as much as possible this event for its own business aims. And it's kind of like, oh, what an icky world we're in, where that's a consideration after something like this. So let's listen.
Hi, everybody. I still love
that's Erika.
All these emoji Zoom things. Wow. I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event.
So it's a memorial. And I've been extra sensitive to the situation that she's in. And it is fine to go, the memorial? Are you talking about the memorial? Feels like a weird way to talk about the memorial. And the whole memorial was weird. With the, let's get the greatest hits of right-wing speakers to talk about how the left is going insane. While we listen to the rest of this, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate what we do. Makes a big difference. Love you all. Let's continue.
Of a century. Like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and the stadium, overflow, Westgate, insane, you guys. And then you have, was it 100 million?
Over 100. I think over up.
You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do and the hard work of Turning Point USA is insane. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. Don't quote me on that because I think it.
So maybe this is how I say it. I have felt very clear, morally, rhetorically, etc., and I've delivered this all to you, about where people have gone insane in the aftermath of Kirk's assassination. Whether it be celebrating, or it be the right wing going, this is civil war now. They all killed him. They all did it. The left all won it. And it's like, chill. That's not accurate. That's dangerous. What are you acting like we're all going to go to war? That's insane. Or people doing a bunch of conspiracy theories or denying basic facts or whatever. And You know how you fuel the ever-loving heck out of conspiracy theories? You get on a phone call you know could get recorded, and you say, 11 days after he was assassinated, right after this memorial, we got 200,000 merch sales. Ugh. Right? Is it insensitive to go, that rubs me the wrong way? Is it crazy to go, as much as I think people have spread a bunch of falsehoods about this, why did you say that? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I really get it that everyone grieves differently. And not many people understand that merch is a part of the process. That's maybe something that people aren't yet aware of. You know what I mean? So I think we can both go, what the hell? And no, Candace, it wasn't 5 different global governments and all of the Turning Point and all of the law enforcement, all the things in on, right? You can do, I think both can be true. And I just want to specify that because a lot of these things become like a big team versus team. And so if it's playing audio that Candace obtained, then there's like a lot of assumptions people make. Or if you take this other stance, people do that. So I just want to make that clear. But just while we're on the topic, LukeBeatsandMerch.com, right? Just since we are on the topic, I think it should be, if everyone gets to plug merch, then why should I not plug merch? LukeBeatsandMerch.com. We got some great merch. Look at that bucket hat. Look at those shirts. Look at those sweaters. Okay, so let's keep listening.
Just keeps like bumping up like crazy, but I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the events team, the development team, the graphic design team, the production team. It's just phenomenal. Their incredible work leading into the memorial. And honestly, a lot of the staff that worked on the memorial, they had 20-hour days for a week during the time of us grieving the loss of my husband. And honestly, I know several staff that didn't even sleep. Again, you guys are breathing angels, and I'm so grateful for all of you. And obviously a huge thank you to the Mosaic team. VI, you guys are 10 out of 10. Like we have the most incredible team. We just do. And you guys know that, and you guys are all a part of it.
So that's then on to more normal things. And this is the point, because a lot of people will go, well, what is she supposed to do? She's running an organization. Part of the Turning Point is fundraising. And a lot of the fundraising was like, really? This feels a little exploitative of the event. It does. Feels a little cynical. But you also are like, okay, I don't agree with Turning Point USA's aims. Obviously, we're on a very different side of the political spectrum, but I get if you're running a political organization, you're fundraising, you're selling merch, and then she's taking over as the CEO or whatever the title is, and so then those are things that are concerned. But I also get and understand why it fuels things, as much as people shouldn't then go crazy in their own direction, why it would fuel confusion to hear 11 days after an assassination, like, hey, $200,000 or 200,000 merch sales. That must have been units, right? That couldn't have been dollars, because that wouldn't be that much merch for an organization that size. So probably units, which is so many more units of merch than we sell. So just wanted to note that. Be better, but be best. But I just, because a lot of you guys, every time one of these news stories comes out, you're like, what do you think? And I have to be honest, I go, a little weird. Tons of sympathy. I think it is true that the going full court press right after on like, and now we're going to make the organization bigger and better than ever. It feels like, wait, where was you said you're the grieving period. I believe you, but like, whoa, imagery's weird. And the fireworks and the pyro and the pink harness, the Lady Gaga harness, like coming down from the top of the stadium, was just kind of a weird choice. From the standpoint of production, I just felt it was a little weird to come down in a harness from a helicopter. So, But and then I do get, like, I've said this before, some of this is redundant, but if you feel like he would have wanted I'm just trying to explain why people are getting a little weirded out. confused. And then it's like, hey, every interview is you? I was watching Sesame Street and they're interviewing Erika Kirk. And I'm like, what? What the hell's this? Like, do we do every interview? It feels a little bit like maybe there hasn't been the time to process and to be with the family. But hey, I'm just an outside observer. What am I going to do? And then now, of course, as I've said before, an important part is now she's just running this big organization that does a lot of things I don't agree with. So we'll criticize that with all of the sensitivity to, right, all the stuff you've heard me say. And the great thing about this, you say, oh, this is mocking of this. The good thing is it's all just this love, right? So it's love through laughs. Laughs and love. Ah, that's all you do, okay? That's what it is. 7 days a week, 365. It's what we do. And I love you for all that. You, people, not you, watching. And I just think at some point, if we could get through, then we would understand how. And that's kind of how I see it. The lens that I see it through. And then the only other thing is, like, I know it feels weird being picked apart. This is back talking to Erika. It probably feels weird being picked apart. But just if you choose to go out and be the face of the organization, then you'll end up getting picked apart, right? That's just life. And that probably sucks. But like, I saw one clip came across my feed and she was just like laughing and laughing and laughing while they were talking about, someone said it's been 3 years since the assassination, and he went, oh, sorry, 3 months. And then he was like, it feels like it's been 3 years, and she's laughing and laughing. And you're like, I get laugh through the pain. So, but just in terms of, I'm just trying to give image, aesthetic advice or PR advice. Just feels a little maybe off from the standpoint of not being on, off, like a light switch goes off. It feels off. And I would encourage more the on direction. So I think that's kind of where I'll leave that. Oh, but it's all serious, and of course, you know me. I'm just a big bundle of. Seriously, I want us to be able to have the fun, have the criticism, and understand the gravity of what we're talking about. And I think that we're about to talk about reviews of Melania's film that are really bad. I would say if I had to review speaking about this, A++++. As Trump said about his economy, I would give this an A++++ whenever I talk about this subject.